What's going on, guys? It's Cliffy here. Welcome back to another episode of my Ashes Cricket Career Mode. Today we have travelled out to the west to take on the Western Warriors in this one-day game. Now their team's looking, it's not too bad to be fair. No Ashton Turner in there, which is quite surprising to me, but Josh Inglis is the keeper. Sean Marsh, Cam Bancroft, Beastow's still in there. The bowling side looks good, so happy with those lineups there. Maximum temperature of 46 degrees here today out in Perth, so it is going to be hot if we do manage to get up that high. I'm not even sure. I didn't even look to see who the captain was, to be fair. I think that possibly may be Ashton Agar, but the Tigers have the call. They've won the toss, and we are going to have a bat first. Right, here we are. Decent enough record for a number 7 after just one game. We're in a bit of trouble here, though, compared to our last game. We were absolutely cruising. We've got over half of the overs left here to bat out. Now, if you haven't seen the last episode of this career mode, I'll leave a link up in the top right-hand corner of this video, so definitely go and check that out. Jesus Christ, McDermott slow between the wickets as anything. Where we did have a big win against the Victorian Bushrangers. We'll be looking to do the same here again. Looking to keep, I guess, our unbeaten run going. And no point playing those wide ones. We're just going to leave it. We've got a long innings left to play here. Ooh, that'll help. That will help quite nicely. I'm not sure if it's going to go all the way. In fact, it has. It's gone all the way to the boundary. So that is going to be 4 wides signalled there by the umpire. And we kind of needed that, to be fair. Just because, I mean, we're not going at express pace by any means. We're doing all right. We're 10 off of 8. But the rest of the team not doing too well. And as I said, 5 for 153 now. There's still a bit, well, there's still over 20 overs left to go. Batting with McDermott, I think after him is Faulkner. And then after that, there isn't really a whole lot in the batting department. So we're going to have to put on a good partnership here. We're going to have to try and stick in for as long as we can. That's actually quite a nice shot. It's probably not going to have the legs to get to the boundary, but it will be another 2. So we're playing it all around the ground at the moment, to be fair, which is good to see. I do prefer when we go and play it to different parts of the ground, not just through the covers or not just whipped away off the pads, not just down the ground, really using or trying to use, I guess, that full 360. And there's a play and miss. Not a great shot, that, but we'll finish the over. We are hanging in there at the moment, and we've got to continue to do that for the Tassie Tigers. Finally, we get a little bit of respite from the pace attack that we've been coming up against lately. The spinner's come on. The left arm Chinaman, I believe. He's been pretty expensive today, to be fair. Has picked up the 2 wickets. But he has gone for a few. So do just need to be careful because there's a fair bit of turn. We do... Well, you don't really expect that at the Wacker. A Wacker's a pitch that obviously is very up and down. Has a lot of bounce, but not a whole lot of turn. That doesn't seem to be the case on this Wacker pitch here. It seems to be turning all over the place. And this one here, we have driven away through mid-wicket. It's just going to be the single. We move to 18 off of 17, forming a nice partnership here with Benny McDermott. There's still plenty of overs left to bat out. How many runs do you think we will get? Let me know down below in the comments. Hopefully we can grab ourselves a 50. It would be a debut, sorry, not a debut. It will be a maiden 50. Possibly even a maiden 100, but I don't want to get our hopes up too high just yet because there is still plenty of time left. Still 18 overs left to go, and we're just going to take the 1. We can't really afford to run out at this stage. Alright, so we have actually just lost Benny McDermott, I believe, in the last over. So we do now have Faulkner in with us. As I said, probably the last 2 recognised batsmen left in the side. So we are going to have to bat, I'd say probably to the 50th over with us 2 to get us up towards a fairly defendable total. We're going at a decent click, we're going at over 5.5 runs and over. But it's just those wickets that have been lost that is the concern for us. Especially, as I said, with the lack of batting that we have to come. We're going to need to make sure we put on a good partnership here. Faulkner, you can't fail me. You can't let me down. You haven't done it in my domestic career yet. Don't make a meal of it here today. We've got 1 over left to go in Agar's 8th over. He has been expensive, 1 for 52. I don't know who that wicket was that he did actually pick up, but we're just going to nudge it away on the leg side. That's where the ball's being bowled, so that's where it is going. Pick ourselves up another single, and the score moves on to 6 for 187 off of 34 overs. Jesus, I honestly thought that was just going to go for a single. We've absolutely timed it to perfection. You can't ask really for too much more than that. First 4 of the over after a couple of dot balls. We've been on to 29 off of 25. So we're doing a similar roll that we did in that first game. That one there has jagged back, to be fair, an absolute mile. We've got it away with the cut shot. But we probably could have almost played it on the leg side. Alright, the 200 has just come up for Tassie. We've got another spinner in the side. So I don't know if we didn't get the memo or something. But apparently the whacker is playing like the SCG today and turning an absolute mile. Because this is the 3rd spinner that Western Australia have used. And I mean, the whacker ground, it is nice because it is a decent size. We can play it down the ground, which is what we've done for these previous, the first 2 balls of the over. And just, if you time it, well, I guess if you place it well enough, you know, not necessarily timing it well enough, but if you place it well enough, you'll pick yourself up to almost every time. We'll face 400 out of like 900 and something deliveries that is needed. We've got another spinner coming back in. So Paul Sunder coming in, the left arm leggy. So as I said, another spinner. They've had Ash and Agar. 3 left arm spinners in the side. That is almost unheard of. I can't remember the last time a team rocked on out with, I mean, 3 spinners. You know, you get it sometimes in the subcontinent, but 3 left arm spinners, it's just unheard of. Alright, we're inside the last 10 overs now. The batting power play, which I don't even think is a thing anymore, to be fair, has been activated. We've got 6 for 214 at the moment. We'll make that 218. We are edging along close to that 50. We've done such a good job, to be fair, of just accumulating in this innings. I think that possibly is only our 3rd 4 that we have hit. The rest have been 1s and 2s. There haven't been a whole lot of dot balls, which is good. You know, it really means that we are going playing to the field at the moment. Faulkner's 17 off 29, so he's picked up his game just a touch, which is good because we're going to need that if we're going to get a decent total on the board. Another bloody left arm spinner coming into the attack. And we're now on 46 off of 38 deliveries, so we do just need the 1 boundary. Jesus, look at how much that has turned. I mean, the angle hasn't helped, but that has turned an absolute mile. Just the 4 runs required for that maiden 50 in our 1-day career, which would be bloody awesome if we could get it. And we're going to get it with a flick away off the pads. If you're going to bowl at the left arm spinners, you are going to go and get taken to. So possibly, I think, the 4th boundary that we have hit in this 50, actually the 5th, sorry, which is good. It means that only really 20 of those runs have come from boundaries. The other 30 have come from you know, 1s and 2s. And we will actually have a look at the, I think at the big wheel, which is the wagon wheel. There we go, we can see. So we've played it all around the ground. Majority of it has been on the leg side, but that's the way that the bowlers have been bowling to us. All our boundaries actually coming behind that square, square region, I guess, on the leg side. Had a fair bit through mid-wicket, a few down the ground as well, and a couple out towards that offside. So I'm trying to put away like that cut shot and even that guide down to 3rd man, just because quite often it sees us, it sees our demise. It sees us go and get out. But we're going to pick up a single here. We've got the 50. There is still 8.5 overs left to go. Can we get the ton? Let me know on the poll up in the top right-hand corner. Fingers crossed we can. Alright, so Agar is coming into the attack. Faulkner has just gone absolute boom. He has basically taken over. He's passed us. He's 77 off of 66. I can't even remember the last time we actually went and had a bat. So the 100 for us is probably out of reach. So that means we're just going to go and free the arms, try and grab ourselves some quick runs. You honestly wouldn't have thought that 300 was on the cards, but Faulkner has done an incredible job. We've done a fairly good job as well, to be fair. We can't knock our own performance. Oh, that is just bloody stupid. How slow was that from Ash and Agar? 64 Ks. And we have just had an absolute mare trying to play it away through the offside, which is where we haven't gone, to be fair, for majority of the day. But we've done a very good knock, to be fair, of 63 off of 48 deliveries. We got the side up. I don't think we're not over the 300 yet, but we're on 296. I'm guessing we're probably going to finish up on that there. We finish up on 308, which is a fairly good record, to be fair. Good bowling record for us as well. Just the 1 game, but the 2 wickets for 35 runs. And as we can see, we did actually finish up on 3 Well, 8 for 308, so that's pretty good. Faulkner, 81 off of 68. We had a very good partnership. I think it was, yeah, it was over 100. It was 121. And then Boyce and Kingston, 4 and 4 respectively at the end. So, Western Australians are chasing a biggish score. 247 is required off 228 deliveries. So there's still, to be fair, plenty of time left. They've got some good players still to come. Bancroft, a good player in at the crease. I think Sean Marsh is left to come. I don't know if Inglis can really bat, to be fair. But Ashanagar down there at 8. Joel Paris, I think he can hold the bat fairly decently as well. So it's going to be a tough ask. We're going to need some early wickets and some good containing bowling to see us go 2 from 2 in this one-day season. Oh, he's gone for it again, Bancroft. That is the second one he has played aerial in that area in the last 3 balls. So that's potentially something that we can use to our advantage, possibly try and stack the field in that area and get him to clip one on the leg side to one of those fielders. Again! Oh my god! That is honestly his only shot. There's almost a run out. The batsmen have had a complete mix-up. And they did actually get through for the single in the end. I'm going for the outswinger here to the lefty, which is not ideal because it's not something that I bowl a whole lot. And we have been punished down the ground. That's going to be our first 4. But it is obviously a good batting track. We saw that with ourselves and Faulkner. So we're going to have to be clever here in order to restrict these Western Australians. And that is a 50 partnership for these two as well. Oh, he's got a hold of this one, has he? Yes, he has. Cammy Bancroft, 6 runs, 82 metres. He moves on to 48 now. But again, it's on that leg side. It's in the air. It is risky because he has almost picked out a fielder 2 or 3 times already. And we're only at the end of our second over. Oh, it's another one that's in the air on that leg side. It's going to go for 4. It's going to be Bancroft's 50, but it hasn't been without risk, to be fair. 53 off of 50 deliveries, 5 4s and 2 6s with a strike rate of 106. And the Warriors will be looking to him to go big in this innings in order to grab themselves a victory. Oh, here's another one that's in the air. It's another chance. They have been frequent, these edges, these mistimed shots, these shots in the air by the Western Australian batsmen here today, but they just haven't been able to go and carry to hand. There's a caught and bowled opportunity, but apparently in this game you just cannot take caught and bowled because that one there was just lollipopped back up to us. Western Australia have gone and surpassed the 100 run mark as well. They are now 1 for 101. So they're doing, to be fair, a fairly good job. And we might even get a, oh, you beauty, a cheeky LBW here, to be fair. Thought there possibly could have been an inside edge, but that is not the case. It has been given by the umpire. No reviews here in the One Day Cup as well. And Thumpy is gone for 28 off of 36. We get ourselves our first wicket, and in comes Kennedy. Fairly impressive record. I mean, he is a club cricketer. He has only played 3 games, but that is a pretty impressive record, to be fair. An average of just under 60. Lot of not outs will do that for you. And this is a good, oh, I was going to say, a good return over for us. Could have been even better if we had a fielder in that position. It was clipped away on the leg side. It was in the air. It didn't go to hand. But Western Australia now 2 for 101. And we've picked ourselves up our first wicket. It's whipped away well by Bancroft. Man, oh man, he is playing an innings and a half here, it must be said. He's moved on to 75 off of just 69 deliveries. And with shots like that, it's not hard to see why he is of international caliber. That one there, it's quite a weird shot, to be fair. It's going to be a single. 7 coming from the over. The Warriors now 2 for 200. Not 200, God, if they're 2 for 227, I'd be in concern. For 127, they still require about 7 runs per over, so we're doing a fairly good job in there. Hopefully Cam Boyce, the leg spinner, can come in and put the brakes on. Right, here's the match situation. So we've got 2 overs left to go. There's 11 overs left to go in the game. Shaun Marsh is currently tearing us apart. 51 off of just 39 deliveries. Required run rate is 8, so that is not out of the question, especially with 6 wickets still left in hand. So we're going to have to bowl well, I think, in these last 2 overs. Hopefully try and pick ourselves up another wicket as well to carry on that 2-wicket streak that I guess we got in the first game, carry it over into the second game as well. But I think if we can possibly get rid of Shaun Marsh, then we've got the wicketkeeper Inglis to come, and then we are into the bowlers, well, the all-rounders and the bowlers. So that's something that we can possibly use to our advantage if we can. We've got the leg spinner on, who basically bowled quite a lot to us, bowled a lot on the pads and did get taken to. So I'm kind of hoping that he doesn't do the same to us. He doesn't try and go for that revenge batting as such. But we've just got 2 overs, not 2 overs, we've got 2 balls left to go, sorry, in our 9th over. So we're just about done our spell. So essentially we've kind of done all that we can. We did just have that one, the 1 wicket so far, which is the LBW. A little bit lucky in that. Possibly an inside edge, but wasn't given by the umpire, so we will take it. And heading into the last 10 overs, I was going to say, depending on what happens here, it's another one that has been chipped away in the air and just hasn't been able to find the hand of a fielder. So I think 84 runs possibly required off of these last 10 overs, which again, as I said, with the amount of wickets in hand that they have, it is not out of the question that they can go and finish that off. So 73 off of 54, and you'd have to say probably at the moment, especially with a set Shaun Marsh in at the crease, that the Warriors are the favourites in this game. I mean, going at 8 runs and over, especially in the day and age of 2020 cricket, is fairly easy. You know, it's something that can be done quite comfortably. All it is really is a boundary. You get a boundary early on in the over, and then you just pick yourselves up your 1s and your 2s. You know, it is not rocket science. It's not hard, and it should be pretty easy going. Especially with a player of Shaun Marsh's calibre at the crease. So ideally, if we could pick him up off one of these last 3 balls, would be superb. If not, I honestly don't think that we are going to win this game, the Tassie Tigers. This one here is whipped away. That is not what we wanted off the last ball of our spell, of our, I guess, allotment of overs, to be fair. I think we did go for quite a few, and Western Australia, as I did say, they were the favourites heading into the last 10 overs, and Shaun Marsh has shown his calibre of international player, to be fair. They get there with an over and a half left to go. Paul Sunder actually getting the Man of the Match award for his 2 for 59 with the ball, and he did partner Shaun Marsh quite well with a 48 not out off of 42 deliveries. Personally, I would have given it to Shaun Marsh. I mean, 93 not out off 58 deliveries completely changed the complex of the game. You know, Western Australia were down and out of it, and then they were brought back quite comfortably in the end with an over and a half left to go and 6 wickets left in the bag. Fairly good game for us, to be fair. 63, I was going to say not out, but 63 out off of 48 deliveries. So that is our maiden 1-day 50. So we've got to be happy with that. The bowling, probably not quite up to scratch. We were quite economical, the most economical of the bowlers, with 1 for 49. And I'm not really too sure how it would have worked had Cam Boyce bowled out those 30 balls and we had gone to the final over. We would have required another bowler. So that's not good captaincy by whoever the captain is. We now go 1-1 in the 1-day tournament, which isn't the worst start, to be fair. We do still have plenty of time left to go to get ourselves up towards the top of the table. We'll have a look at our selection status, see who we're taking on in the next game in just a tick. Alright, and things really don't get any easier for the Tassie Tigers. Currently, as I said, that record is 1-1. We're taking on the Redbacks, the only unbeaten team in the tournament so far, with 3-0. We're moving ever so closer to a 55 overall player as well, which is bloody awesome to see. And just having a quick look at the selection status as we round things off, we are now being considered for the Australian T20 Clash. I'm not sure if that was the same last time around, but all the rest still a fair way off, getting attention for the Bangladesh Super League and the England County Cup, which is good to see. Hopefully we can get some 2020 cricket in very shortly on the channel. It's something that I do look forward to. I enjoy recording because it's nice, short, sharp, and fun. But speaking of that, time to wrap things up here, guys. Do hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, remember to give it a like, smash that thumbs up button. If you are new, please do subscribe. Thanks for watching, and until next time, ka kite anō. See you soon.